Hey everyone, how's it going? I hope you're all well as always, and welcome to a new video. So today's video I'm excited because we get to work on this R31, which is my baby. I've had her for nearly 8 years now. For all of you that are new to the channel, this is my R31 Skyline, my beloved R31 Skyline. So a basic quick rundown on the car is it's S13 front end suspension. Pretty common thing in R31, especially Australian delivered of course. Goes from that ugly front suspension design to the McPherson style. Just an RB30E at the moment. It's got an 818B cam in it, extractors, all the whatnot. It's just on Volk 3-piece meshes from the 80s, two-tone projector front. It's got a GTS coupe front bar. It's got Cressida side skirts, which I modified to fit. It's got a Merlot Fabrications roll cage in the back, just a half cage. Silhouette Series 2 interior. We've got a GK Tech Hydro and a custom shifter my mate made for me out of billet. So this car is sort of a street drift car, sort of made it. In the rear we got 411 Pintaro diff with a mini spool. We got RB factory dual caliper setup in the back. One's for the Hydro, one's for the regular rear brake, which are VS Commodore calipers. We've got a Series 2 silhouette lip on the back. We've got factory Venetians and a riffle over cut into a wing. Now you notice it's sagged here because my car cover usually sits on it, so I've got to sort of make a little L bracket and support it up like that because it just sort of bows in. But yeah, it's a basic rundown of this thing. I've had it for nearly 8 years now, and it's been an absolute legend. It's never let me down. I do track days in it. Do not street drifting, so yeah, it's an absolute beast. Always love driving this thing, just that 80s style experience. Even though it's a 1990, doesn't matter. One thing you regular viewers might pick up is my bonnet actually has faded quite bad since the last. You can see the spots on it. Now the bonnet has been repainted. It's the only bit of the car's been repainted. The rest of the car is absolutely mint, but just being under a car cover, I think it's just sweated and it's buggered clear. So I'm gonna get my mate who's a detailer, and he's gonna go over and cut into it, and hopefully we can get it out. If not, I'll just go send it off and get it repainted. I'll try and paint up myself. It seems that I used to be a painter, so why not? I'm even thinking about going to D-Max style bonnet, but they might be in the future. But anyway, that's a quick rundown on the car, and let's get into the video. Now today we have a sponsored product, and I'm excited to whack it in and make this car drive a bit better. The front suspension is a little bit seized. It's got JIC coilovers in it. They don't really do much, no travel. All the suspension travel in the front is pretty much in the tires, and in the back we literally have some shit. I don't even know what's in the back. They're just crap springs, and I think they cut or lowered. I don't even know. I put them in friggin' like 5 years ago. But let's get into our product. You can probably tell by the title we have a product to put on the car, and I'm excited because MaxpeedingRods actually hit me up and said, do you need anything for the car? And I said, yep. And we actually got a set of, once I get it over there, we got brand new coilovers. So brand new MaxSpeed coilovers. Now, first of all, I want to stress that these are for an S13 or a 180. These bolt straight into one of these. But because I have an S13 suspension front end in this, or S13 front end, these front ones, these front style here, as you can see the big ones with the brake line clip, these will bolt straight into the front of an R31. The rears, the only difference is S13 have 2 bolts, 2 studs at the top of the strut, where the R31 have 3. So we're probably gonna have to take the top hats off this and put the other ones on, or we'll just drill a hole in the back. That's fine. So I'll show you how to do that. That's easy. If you're gonna buy these coilovers for an R31, the rears you'll have to modify to fit. But for an S13 and a 180SX, which is what these are for, they will bolt straight on and replace the factory struts. So before I unbox these coilovers, first of all, I want to say that in the video description below, MaxpeedingRods has set up a code to use with my name. So I'll put a link in the description below, and you can get 15% off using my code. And also they're having an Australia Day sale. So before Australia Day, this video should be out before Australia Day, so fingers crossed. It should be, it will be. But yeah, anyone that supports the channel is well worth supporting, and thank you guys heaps, and I can't wait to get these things put on. Now, I actually spoke to a guy that runs these on his E36, and he's in his 2nd year of rally racing, I think. Yeah, 2nd year. He said these have been absolutely phenomenal so far, so it's good. So I'm gonna take these out of the box, and then we're gonna do a more in-depth, have a look over them, start taking the old shit off the car and getting these ready. Now these are height adjustable, which is good, and you always want base height adjustable coilovers. It just makes things so much easier. So let's get these out, stop rambling on, and yeah. So I've unboxed the coils and everything's there, and we also have the C-spanners that come with it, fantastic, and a little Allen key for the top bolts, and also I bought some plugs for it and a fuel filter because sometimes she likes to stutter. Last time I went drifting in this thing, it was stuttering a little bit in sort of the mid-range RPM, so hopefully that should do. But yeah, so starting with the front coilovers, they're just a McPherson style S13 coilover, which is magnificent, height adjustable, and obviously adjustable spring rates. And we have camber tops, always good to have, especially you can see the front camber on the 31. I don't have much on it. It looks like a lot, but that's actually dialed almost the whole way back. Some people have ridiculous camber on the front. It does look a little bit silly, but because you have a live axle back, but oh well. But yes, everything's there. This will bolt straight in with our front end we have now. It's got the top bolts here, which is sick, and I think these are dampener adjustable. Yeah, it's got the dampener screw here. And the rears, just an eyelet style coilover, spring and height adjustable. These are budget coilovers, so obviously budget coilovers are a perfect fit for a budget car. And we're gonna find out today how good these are and go for a little drive and do some whip-de-woos and maybe a little skid. Nah, don't do that, that's illegal. But yeah, we'll try and take the car for a little test drive, and because these, like I said before, these front coilovers are like C's, they're ridiculous, so these things are gonna hopefully do us really well. All right, so I've already jacked it up, taken the wheel off, put the jacks down under there, and the neighbours have been mowing the lawn for like the last 2 hours. It always has to be when I'm filming too, fuck off. So yeah, you can see our GRC coilover in here. It's a bit dirty under here because I have taken this car out in the snow. But yeah, we have our 3 bolts up the top here, 14 mils, 2 bolts at the bottom. I've already taken the brake line clip there off, and we can actually take him off now. And yeah, so we're just gonna do those bolts, into the top bolts, and drop it down. Right, so I got spanners, rattle gun, which is a lifesaver. And now what we do is we get a 17mm spanner, whack it on one side. I've already cracked them with the gun, so we just get the other side, like this. Easy as that, nut comes off. Same with the bottom one. The bottom one's gonna have some tension on it. For that bottom bolt, I usually just get a small screwdriver and a mallet, just tap it through. There we go. Now the bottom's completely hanging. There we go. The bottom of the coil is free. Now we're just going to do the top bolt, and it'll drop down. I think that stud's spinning. And there we go. Heavy some bitches these are. The best thing I'm going to do is actually mimic this to the new one, just because so we get the same height. Obviously the spring rates might be a little bit different, but that doesn't matter, so we'll match it up and then we'll put the new one in the car. They look about right. Just make sure you have the bolt section facing the same way, and then make sure the brake line holder is on the same side, the exact same orientation on the top hat. You can actually rotate it in that, but I just like to have it exact same as the old one because the old one worked. So we'll find out if this, I've put the dampener all the way to the softest, it might compress a bit more. Let's install it in the vehicle. So that top hat is threaded in there. Now just gotta sit it on the bottom, get the bolts in, and Bob's your auntie. It's one. The bottom one's always a pain in the ass. Bit of persuasion, that's both bolts in. Beautiful, love new shiny bits in the vehicle. All right, so that's one sitting there. Still a little bit of negative camber, not as much as before, so we can still adjust that. The wheel gap itself, it's a little bit higher than before, but we'll see if it settles. If it doesn't, we can adjust them very, very slightly. But yeah, that's sick. Awesome, that's one in. So first coilover in, and we'll put the other front one in, and then do the rears last. All right, so a bit of time has gone past, and you can see 2 coilovers sitting here that aren't MaxSpeed ones, because we have both front ones in. Now I didn't want to film this side because I didn't want to show you the same of what I just showed you. So here's the other side in, and it's sitting a little bit high on the front, but that's okay because once I take it for a drive and they settle, we'll see exactly what height we're at, and then we can lower it down even more. Now we're going to move on to the back now. Got the jack under the back. Now you can see here, look at the front tyre and the rear tyre. It's a substantially smaller tyre on the back because well, it just helps for skids. As you can see, there's bolt still up here. There it is. This is a 185. It's a small tyre, and the front is a 195, but I'm going to be putting a 205 on the back, some fat ones on the back. That's what it used to have actually. So when we put the rear coilovers on, I'm going to have a little bit of wheel gap at the back because we need, and these are rolled guards. I don't know if you can see, they are rolled. I'm going to put bigger, beefier tyre at the back here. That way we can, it just looks chunky. It looks weird. It looks like little wagon wheels. So for the rears, we just got to whack the wheel off, open the boot, and there's 14mm nuts at the top here, one 19mm bolt on the inside. So let's do that now. You can tell these aren't really coilovers at the back because look how much wheel droop we're getting, and we're still not off the ground. I think that's off the ground now. Yep. And there you go. It's like it's a lowered spring. I think they're Monroe shocks, but yeah, there's so much rubber in here. I'll also show you the dual caliper. It's pretty cool. All right. God, because it's small tyre, it's so light. There you can see our dual caliper setup. That gives you a good idea. God, we need sway bar boosters, don't we? So yeah, this is a dual caliper setup with the VS Commodore front and rear calipers, and then we've got slotted discs with a spacer on it. But yeah, that's the strap we're gonna get to. We'll pop the boot open and we'll get to the bolts at the top. Opening the boot, you can see we have some skidders in the back, and this one's already delaminated. I think that was when I used it last track day, delaminated, doing handbrakies. So yeah, we'll move all this shit out so we can sit in there and our bolts we need to get to are up in here. These are usually pretty straightforward. You can see we've got 1, 2 out, and then it's the last one, so we'll just undo that. That's those 3 there, so we'll go back into under the car. Oh Jesus. Fuck, I just stuck it and pulled half the boot seal off with me. Okay, go into the car, making sure you got your jack stand under it. I'm gonna get to that bolt there, and that's it. And that one's out. Easy. So 17mm for that one. I thought it was 19, but it's 17. Just zap it with a gun. Bang. There we go. All right guys, so some time has passed and we have the other strut in there. Now, all I had to do was drill a secondary hole in the top here, because obviously this is a 2 stud, as you can see. And our factory one's a 3 stud, so you just drill another part hole from another one and that's it. Now heaps of people do this and it's pretty normal. If you ever go to put the stock struts back in, yeah, it's just, you won't even notice it. So now that's in, and we're just gonna bolt it in from the bottom, and that goes in to a little eyelet thing here. Now I don't know about the height adjustment, I sort of got to wing it on this one, and then I can keep jacking up and changing it. And then yeah, so once that's done, just gonna bolt those 13mm nuts in, and then bolt it from the bottom there, and yeah, we should be good. So now the top bolts are just snugged up there. What I want to do is, what I like to do actually, is just get a little scissor jack on the bottom of the diff and slowly jack it up until the eyelet meets its mount here. Now I've got the jack supporting the car and the jack stand, but I just like to use the scissor jack just to support it. Just a bit easier to get really small increments of movement. And then the jack, I can sort of lower it as well, and it'll help us meet in the middle. Now this has to go there. After some general persuasion, lowering the jack with the scissor jack going up, finally found its little home. So now we can sort of get some height level on the other side, and then we'll do the same thing, and then we'll come back to it later. I am running out of time today. Sun's starting to go down, so I might do the rear right tomorrow, but I will sit on the ground, see how it looks, and then we'll gauge a bit of how it's gonna sit. But yeah, we'll tighten this up, tighten the top 2 up, and then yeah, look at that, finally have a coilover in the rear. Fuck yeah. All right guys, so just lowered the car down, and look at that. Fuck yeah, it's just actually quite nice. Almost it's almost what it was before, to be honest. But you gotta remember the other side is still connected, as in the other strut. So yeah, I'm probably gonna raise it up a little bit because I've got to fit the 205 in the back here. But other than that, fuck yeah, it's looking sick. It looks awesome. So this is the 205 I got. You see the sidewall thickness. You see the difference in thickness. It's a much bigger tire. But these are what were on the back before, and they look so much better, look beefy. But these are just for skidding. Oh, I'm too tired. But yeah, it's looking mad. So I think tomorrow we'll do that rear right. Yeah, I'm really happy with the coilovers. They're fitting really nicely, and yeah, they feel really cool. Now that's all done. I will catch you guys tomorrow, and that'll be the next snippet in this video. So see you then. Okay everyone, so it is the next day, and I've pulled the 31 around and did the old switcheroo, and now the beautiful girl is facing the other way. So we got this corner to do, and that's it. And I'm going to do the plugs and the fuel filter as well, but I won't film too much of that because that's pretty boring. But yeah, so it's sitting pretty nice as it is, with the 3 MaxpeedRods coils in it. Yeah, even just moving it around, reversing out the driveway and come back in, it feels so much better because actually it has suspension travel now. Fucking yeah. All right, so we just got it to a point where we got the shock out, which I've put over here. So there's our existing shock, there's the other rear, and then we just got to put our new coil in. So what I'm going to do is I completely forgot yesterday to measure the height I did yesterday, so I'm just going to go over to this side with a ruler or a tape measure and just measure the height. That way we got even height in the rear, and drill another hole in the top here, and then this will be ready to go in. Then we'll have 4 matching coilovers, and we can go for a little spin. Okay guys, so I just drilled that little hole at the top there. It's a pain in the ass to film it on camera. I really can't get the camera up there while I'm drilling. It's a pain in the ass. So I just did it off camera, and then we got the coilover just sitting in there, and then we're just gonna lift this axle slightly, and it's pretty much in place anyway. If we just move that there, and we move the axle up, it'll bolt in. I've tightened the collars with the C-spanner that MaxpeedingRods included. Now I've left it loose up the top here, just to give us a bit of wiggle room, but you can see where it's come through. And yeah, all we're gonna do is tighten those bottom eyelet bolt, and then yeah, we're good to go. Woohoo! So like we did on the other side, just get a big screwdriver and a scissor jack, and then we slowly jack up the diff. You can see it jacking up, and just move that into place, and then keep jacking it up, and you'll see it's getting smaller as the shock falls into its little spot. And you get to a point where you can slide the actual bolt through, make it up just a hair, and we get our thick boy, and then we put him in the back. Well, not like that. Sometimes he'll need a tap to go in, and then we're good to put the nut on. And a couple of love taps from behind, voila. We just put our nut on. Tighten up with the 17mm and bang. All right, and she's sitting on all fours, sitting magnificently. The most prettiest little tissue box to live. Now, yeah, we do have a bit of a wheel gap on the front here. Excuse the guard mess, that was from a track day. Every little battle scar you see here is from track days. That was a dirt mound at Calder Park. Yeah, that was from the wheel grabbing on the FD layout. Fuck yeah, this thing's so sexy. All right, I think the moment of truth is to, we'll go jump start it because the battery's flat. And then we'll take it for a little test drive and see how she goes. Okay, so we're in the car, it's running. Had to jump start it with a jump pack. It's been sitting for a while, so sometimes the battery gets a little bit, how you going? It's running really nice, and this is our first shakedown, so I haven't driven it at all. I could roll out the driveway, all the wheels could fall off. A coilover could go through my ass, whatever. So yeah, it's first impressions, genuine impressions too. Apparently I've heard a lot of people say these actually ride really nice as a comfort coilover too. I've got the dampeners all the way down, so there we go. The lock diff and everything. Wow, they feel grouse. They actually feel grouse. Holy shit. Already I can tell the difference, because like when I drive along this road, because this is the road leading out of my joint, the car sort of bobs a lot. It bobs down this road. I think that was because the front coilovers before were just really seized. And yeah, it's not bobbing at all. It's nice and planted. Holy shit. Bit more better feeling in the steering. Over the speed hump, feels great. Woo. We still got to change those spark plugs. It's got a little bit of a cough. I gotta drive this thing more too. I really don't drive it enough. I'll get my buddy over to come detail the bonnet, and then it should look a bit better. Honestly, I can't wait to slide this thing. I can't wait to do a track day in it. Yeah, we'll do a track day soon. Still, I didn't cover my last track day that we did with Keep It Read. That was a fun day. 5 hours of drifting, just straight drifting with this thing. Drives really nice. It's very very comfortable too, even over the speed humps. This thing does make a lot of noises in the back. The bushes. Probably hear it in other videos of this car. So far, really impressed with the product. Just feels better. I haven't even freaking flown it yet. I reckon next episode we'll do plugs and the filter, for sure. Not bad. Alright guys, so far that was awesome. I'm really happy with the product. They held up really well for the first test drive. No unnecessary noises or knocks or anything, and it rides so much better now. So just remember guys, these only fit with S13 front end suspension. Very common in R31 world, as a lot of you may know. And you want to make sure that you have the S13 front, and then with the rears you can either use your old top hats, or like mine didn't really fit, so I just used the S13 top hats and just made another hole. That's what people usually do, and you can barely even notice it. The coilover kit that I brought for this car is actually meant for one of these, so the coilover kit will bolt straight in on an S13 and a 180. This has BC coilovers in it already, so I don't want to change them because they're fantastic. And the RX-7 has teens, I think they're teens. Yeah, they are. The only car we don't have coilovers for is the Mighty 32. So the Mighty 32 is literally just on lowered springs, so that'll be the next car we get coilovers for. MaxSpeed don't make coilovers for 32s, but we can try and find something else. If anyone has a set of coilovers for one of these, let me know. That'd be awesome, because this thing drives amazing, but hill runs it's sort of boaty. But this thing, oh, fantastic. So I was going to do plugs and filter, but I might do that in another episode. We'll do like maybe an episode where we just go over the whole thing. I'm ordering another front lip for it, which is an R31 house front lip. So we're going to tidy the front of the car up, and then I reckon we'll just do a whole service, revamp, and hopefully do a track day very soon. That's the plan for this. And then I'll get the rear tires mounted, and yeah, it'll be sick. So, and I'll be driving on the street, don't worry, I'll be driving it on the street. But yeah, so I'm really excited to actually be driving this thing again. Nearly 8 years I've had it, nearly 8 years. This thing will be nearly 9 years. Crazy, since I was 16 I've had this car. I'm 24 now and had it when I was 16 in school. Yeah, it's just weird to think that, you know, still got it, still drive it, same car. All right guys, so I'm probably gonna end it here for this video. I'm really happy with the car. It took about, yeah, 2 days, but that was just me taking my time. And it's very hot, so I was just taking breaks as well, 32 degrees. So if you want these coilovers, I'll put them in the description below. And if you want to get anything from their inventory, their website, I'll put a description, and then obviously use my code and you'll get 15% off store-wide. Also, they're gonna be having an Australia Day sale on Australia Day, which is coming up on Tuesday. Hopefully by the time this video is out, that'll be tomorrow. But yeah, I'd like to thank MaxpeedingRods heaps for reaching out to me and supplying these coilovers. Absolute bunch of legends. And for a budget coilover kit, fantastic, and a budget drift car, it works really well. So I'd really like to thank everybody for watching the videos. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, doing all that. It means the world to me. Any comment is a comment, and I reply to every single comment. So I hope you all take care of yourselves, and I hope you enjoyed the video on my clear peeling R31. Hopefully this should be gone next video. Oh, I completely forgot. So hopefully all of you that stuck around, thank you. Me and my mate Josh, also known as Kart's Garage, we're hosting a car meet on the 6th of Feb. So it is a Saturday at about 7:30, and we're going to be doing it at a place called Super A-Mart at Sydney Road. There's also a place called Kebab Box there. So I'll put the link for the meet in the video description, and hopefully I'll see all of you there, or many of you there. Obviously people at the interstate, I won't see you there, but anyone that's in Vic, Melbourne, head down. It'd be cool to meet everybody. My first proper meet. The last meet we did, we actually had probably, I think it was like 2-point-something thousand going on the event, and then like thousands of people rocked up, and then we ended up getting kicked out, so it was pretty cool. Okay, so I know you're all sick of me talking, so thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.